I don't know whether corporate India can ignore social media. Welcome to Subramani. Please subscribe. Please ring the bell icon or whatever else I'm supposed to say. So what is the impact that social media is having? So go back maybe a few decades and think of this man called John Bogle. John Bogle created something called index investing, and today index investing is a big force. There's no doubt that you can you ignore index investing today? No, you cannot ignore index. So similarly, no, he created a big bandwagon of followers who believe that indexing is the only way to it works, etc. And you can find as many non-believers, right? So now Reddit, however you want to pronounce it, has something called a Wall Street Bets, which is a forum where people come and anybody seeking attribution to saying, oh, these hedge funds, how dare this hedge fund go short on any particular share. Let's say in the Indian context, XYZ company, I don't want to name any company which is at the bottom of the pyramid, which is 1 rupee or 2 rupees, and the people have gone short, etc. They say, oh, it's not worth it. And suddenly there is a Reddit India forum which decides that this 2 rupee share should be bought. And they just keep buying. It goes to 20, 30, 40, 50. Maybe it's not in F&O, so it's easier, but it keeps going up. What will it do? It will bankrupt the people who have gone short. Given Indian conditions, it's not very easy to go short. There are huge margin requirements. So very quickly, some people would lose a huge amount of money, but they would not do so badly. But in the US, it took down a couple of hedge funds. So that is the kind of impact that a Reddit group or maybe a Facebook group or a Twitter group can have on a company. And also you run the risk that there are 3-4 companies in the world which can decide to lock you out. Trump was locked out by Twitter. It's not a question of whether I'm a Trump supporter or a Biden supporter, but I'm very clear that I don't want a few companies like Facebook and Reddit and sorry, not Reddit, Twitter, to decide whether I should be there on the social media forum at all. But those are the people who are deciding. So it is that risky, right? So to be able to impact the social media, what can a company do? That is something which the company has to worry about, right? You can sit and worry. You can sit and worry, or you can sit and say, okay, I don't think I have to worry about this. I think you have to worry. So because young investors are turning to social media gurus for investment advice, there is no denying that. How will you tackle this? So who are these gurus? Well, gurus, there are some of those gurus who say, I have 13 years experience in the stock market. 13 years experience means they started in 2008 and I heard this in 2021. So 2008 to 2021 is a horrible period to say you have great experience, because you have not seen a longish bear market or a longish mandi. Like say 1996-97 to 2003. So 5-6 years, if the market doesn't do anything, at least the Indian market doesn't do anything. This was a time when there was a tech boom in the US, but India did not really participate much, even in the, maybe partially, but tech was not so important. So today to say, oh, tech participated in 2000 and 2002 and 2003, that may have been true, but then after that tech didn't participate the way other shares participated, right? So do the investors who have a good track record, are they available on social media? Answer is no. So for the social media, the guru is a person who gets a lot of hits. Is that good enough for you to buy the share? I don't know. Like for example, today it has become very simple. Whenever people give examples, they say, oh, if you buy good shares like Asian Paints, Pidilite, Nestle, HDFC Limited, HDFC Bank, is it so simple that I give you a list of shares to buy and you keep buying them every month? It's not like, we decide to buy a particular brand of toothpaste. If I say, oh, buy Colgate for the rest of your life, every month you go and buy Colgate, or every month you buy a Liril soap, or you buy a Patanjali product, whatever, you pick up a product and you buy it for the rest of your life as and when it is consumed. Is it so easy to invest in markets? No, but then people can always come out with some kind of theories of what will work, and it has worked. In a bull market, everything works. So what every guru, stock guru, tells you, whether he's got experience, does not have experience, whether he has just read books or whether she has just seen some charts, everybody today becomes an expert and comes on television or creates their own channel. In fact, creating your own channel is far more easy, because online you can just go and create, like this YouTube channel. I am not registered with any authority and I can say exactly whatever I want. I can just pick up one share and talk it up. I say, wow, this is great, I have it in my portfolio, you should also buy. Last 5 years I've made so much money, so buy. It does not mean it's a great buy for you. Does it suit you? You have to think about all those things. So anybody can pick up any asset class, record a video and say, therefore Bitcoin, therefore this coin, whatever, right? So we can all create that boom. I can tell you why real estate is going to boom in the next 5 years and therefore you should buy real estate. You have no clue whether I've got a tie-up with a builder in Panvel who's trying to sell his flat, or whether I'm thinking of doing something like that, or whether I bought it, I'm trying to talk it up so that I can sell it. You have no clue why I'm doing that. That to me is very scary. And this FOMO of saying, look, I bought Bitcoin and I made so much money, why have you missed out? So that FOMO in you. And very importantly, what equity does is to say, look at stories and say, wow, this is the kind of money that Bill Gates has made, this is the kind of money that Buffett has made, or whatever, and therefore you should also be doing the same things. Is that a great way of investing? I don't think so. Also, platforms, are they influencing, or could they be associated with social media as an investment information source? I really don't know, because in a country which is in the world, I would say financial education is not properly, finance is not properly taught. So you are told that this is what you should do. For example, many people believe that you should come invest in equities, and when equities does well, after maybe 2 years or 3 years, you should remove it and buy a real estate. It's as simple as that. I have a 2 BHK, I have to buy a 3 BHK. Who will fund that extra bedroom in my house? So it is the IPO, it is the NFO or something. I have to put money. In 3 years it will double, or in 2 years it will double, or in 6 months it will double, whatever their belief system is, whatever they have seen for a limited period. And they say, this is the way market works and therefore I know it. It's like 6 blind men in the elephant. So this is how an elephant is. Elephant is like a trunk, right? Or elephant is like a wall, or elephant is like a pillar, right? Or like a rope. And they say, oh, therefore when I buy this rope, I'm buying an elephant, right? So something like that. So that would be that would be scary. So are the young investors today smart enough to realize this? Yes and no. They are smart enough to realize that they have a great source of information. They also know that, we have to accept that in my generation, when I started maybe 30 years ago or 35 years ago, when we wanted to do research, we have to first search for the balance sheets, right? So then you have to get the balance sheet, then you have to make sure that you are reading it properly, then you have to calculate the ratios and then arrive at, so say 2 days effort is already now it's available to you, information is available to you, or rather I would say data is available to you. How to take it, how to assimilate it, how to use it is completely up to you. So they are educated, they know what to see, right? So, but they will get carried away by media, right? Social media, you can't avoid being carried away by social media and by pressure from friends and relatives saying, oh, I did this and this is what happened. So some financial guru, whom to accept as a guru is a big issue. So you have to be careful about that, because greater number of hits does not make the quality good, right? So it's just that somebody has gone to some SEO and created a lot more hits than what that person actually deserves. Also, there is sensationalism. So frankly, porn sells better than good quality stuff. So financial porn will obviously sell more. It has to be, the question is, how is it packaged? So if somebody is coming and telling you that you should do goal setting and you should do all that, that can be, I saw some fun video also about goal setting. It was very nice. That is very nicely done. But the same person cannot come and say, oh, therefore you should buy this share. I seen Bitcoin ads by film actors and actresses. Of course, they are influencers. They've got maybe 1 million followers, maybe more. But if they come and tell you, is that good enough for you to buy a Bitcoin or some other cryptocurrency? I don't know how the youngsters are going to decide. Or they're going to say, oh, I'm putting only a small amount, it is just 1000 rupees every month that I'm putting. I don't know, but that's how they could get influence. So there are influencers who are being given money, lots of money, to talk about the company. Like I can always say, oh, I do equity trading through XYZ, or I do this mutual fund, right? Like things like that. I have to have conviction in what I do. Therefore, in my YouTube channel, you may be able to see the conviction, but conviction can always be faked, right? When an Amitabh Bachchan acts as a coolie in one movie and as a multi-millionaire in another, you're convinced about both the roles. It is just fantastic acting by Amitabh Bachchan or Rajesh Khanna or Amir Khan or somebody. They're able to tell you very well that, look, we fit into this role very well. It does not mean, don't come from some other city, come to Bombay, look at Amitabh Bachchan and say, yaar, bahut jhoot bola, wo to coolie nahi hai. Of course, he's not a coolie. He is a multimillionaire, but he knows how to act as a coolie, right? That's what you were paying him for. So similarly, in social media, you have that risk that people are coming in, then what you see is not what is the truth. They may not have made money in the equity markets. They may have studied about equity markets, they have read about it, they have done some analysis, so they got 5 years experience. But in 5 years, they've educated themselves very well, so they are able to quote from older sources and all that, but they may not have experienced it. Even if they have experienced it, they may not be educated in personal finance or in any kind of equity market related stuff. They may have just educated themselves on the basis of some books which they have read, which may be good, but they have not been tested, they have not been certified, but they're gurus and they are telling you. And so today, which are the good shares to buy? Oh, anybody can rattle off. Asian Paints, Pidilite, HDFC Limited, HDFC Bank, right? Oh, PSU don't touch, because PSUs will give you very poor return. They've got ESG problems, they've got governance problems, they've got government interference, so don't touch a PSU. Right, so this kind of broad gyan can be given by anybody, and therefore they can name it. So therefore you should buy Asian Paints, therefore you should buy HDFC Limited, therefore you should buy HDFC Bank, right? Or saying, oh no, now I think you should sell HDFC Bank and buy ICICI, whatever, right? So it's easy to go online, create a channel and give all such advice, which is very scary. Therefore I keep saying resolutions, projections, etc. are a joke unless you do it yourself, right? So don't listen for specific advice. Broad advice many of us give, take it. Thank you.